It's your girl Isha E. Wilson A. Ebony Stevens. Call me what you want to call me. And they did, but it wasn't a they. It was Marie Antoinette, baby. Let me tell you, I'm so excited to be here. I don't know. I know we did a lot of interviews, but this is like the best interview tonight, probably for us in a while, because this is a content creator. And I just told somebody, I was just looking you up, and I came to find out somebody had worked with you a lot that I knew really good. And this is a self-made woman, baby. I'm so into self-made people. I looked on your page. I'm like, this is celebrity without other celebrities. You know in Atlanta, we don't know how to do that, right? So look, I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna introduce the beautiful Marie Antoinette. We're at this premiere, Melanin, and I wanna make sure I get this tagline, a beautiful response to colorism.
Correct.
Love it. Tell us why you had to do this project.
I had to do this project because after 15 years of not hearing anything somewhat negative about my complexion, someone said I was pretty for a dark-skinned girl, and I just felt like people still say that. Like, I was surprised because I hadn't heard it in so long. And so I wanted to basically change the narrative on it and give all shades an opportunity to talk about their experience with their complexion, whether they felt like they benefited from it or they had negative things happen. But I wanted to add an artistic twist to it. And so that's how this project came about, and I hope you guys love it.
Look, I was doing highlights and I was like, oh, I'm too much with my phone because I was so into it. What I love from your perspective is that you brought other complexions in. We do hear from a dark-skinned perspective a lot. I'm brown-skinned, but I grew up in a household with my cousins as my sisters, and I always felt like a guilt to talk about what other people called me, like thinking I was another race, and I'm brown, you know. And so when you showed the light-skinned version, the mixed version, that was like, what made you think that I need to add all types of women?
Because we're all black at the end of the day, and like Mariah, which is one of the women who said she's gotten arguments with people about telling her she's not black enough. Honestly, I didn't even see it that way when I was younger. But as I got older, it's like, okay, what is melanin? That's why if you look at the cover of the book, I involved the chemistry behind melanin. So at the top of the book, it's the carbon chain because melanin is a chemical structure. And so with melanin being in all shades, it's like, well, include all shades that have that chemical compound.
And it also made it, somebody said in the audience something about, or they did a poem about dark-skinned girls, you know, be it don't hate or whatever. That project made it where it was no hate to me. It was like I can learn from it if I'm open enough.
Right.
You know, you said 15 years you hadn't heard anything about your complexion.
Not to my face.
15 years. So that's a sign that things are changing a little bit.
Well, you know, and I thought so. But when I spoke to these models who go to casting calls or who are auditioning for roles, they said it's not changing. See, I thought it was. I thought it really was because I hadn't heard it in so long. But they told me, no, this is much needed because it's still happening. And I think part of it could be too, I'm out of touch with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not around like peers as far as in school where you're around like immature and young-minded people often. And I think probably about age, I'm about 10 years older than most of these models. So I'm not in the spaces that they are in, and I'm not auditioning for anything, you know what I mean? So I didn't know that it was still so prevalent, and apparently it is, and that's why they were so excited to share their stories about it.
Every person thanks you, everyone that we interviewed. I mean, this made a big change for them. I can't wait till the whole world gets to see this and how it's going to affect them, because we haven't heard anybody talk about it. It's like racism is there, Black Lives Matter, but you hear the question, do Black Lives Matter to us? And this kind of closed an open door to talk about it within our community.
That's right.
You know, so I loved it. I want to talk about the project, so let's talk about the book. What made you team up a documentary with the book?
I think when I create things, I'm all about visuals as well. So I knew the whole time I wanted to create something artistically visual as well as the coffee table book. So that, and basically they will promote each other, you know, is the idea behind it. And sometimes you don't get to say all what you want to say in a film, and you don't get to say all what you want to say in a book. And so I feel like you can read something, but I want you to feel it. I want you to see what people are talking about. And so that's why I decided to do a documentary.
She's so experienced, huh, y'all? Look, she like, you know what I love about you? And for those of you who may have not been able to come across the track, make sure you look her up on her Instagram. What I love about you is that I was watching how you communicate with the audience. You're such a real person. And then once you get to see how it looks, she is so busy. You're a real person. You still sound like you're just beautiful. You look like a gal, like you just like perfect. But you're such a real person. How are you able to stay who you are and do all the things that you do?
Well, number one, I think is my mom. You know what I mean? She always made sure she was humble, and I came from humble beginnings. My mom was a single parent. I worked hard. It's a lot of things that I did on my own and worked hard on my own, and so I never get the mentality that you ain't above nobody. You know what I mean? It don't matter what you got, what you look like, what accolades or accomplishments you feel you have, because I do what I do for myself. You know what I mean? So I do it for me because it makes me happy. So it doesn't make me feel like I need to, look down on somebody else about it. I'd rather uplift you. Like, come on. Like, that's why I love to bring on like underdogs in my project. You don't really see me team up with like a lot of celebrities and stuff like that.
I love it too.
I don't. And it's no shade. It's just I like to give. It's so much talent out there, and I like to give those people that platform, because so many times the door is shut by the people who are already hired up. And so God gave me the resources to do stuff like this, and so that's why I bring on those talents.
So I was so excited about this project. I kind of skipped over it. If you can just tell us your title today. So I know sometimes hard to talk about yourself, your titles that the world looks at you.
In this industry, I would say a creative director and stylist. Yeah. Because I have a profession that I went to school for years. I do anesthesia.
What?
Yeah, I do. I'm a nurse anesthetist. I've been a nurse since 2007, and I've been in anesthesia for the last 10 years.
Would we have ever known?
And I don't like to talk about it because it's just like that's not a part of this. Because sometimes people like to focus on that part, and that's why I say God bless me with the resources to do this. I fund my own projects, you know what I mean? But I still get up every day and work full time to do this. Yeah.
One of my things I always talk about is people shading jobs, shading career paths, shading. Right. And I love that you just shared that. I hope that really helped a lot of you who think you can't talk about what you really do to be able to talk about it. So in 10 years, with everything that you're doing, what would you like to see yourself doing in 10 years?
I think in 10 years, I want to like have a showroom with my, because fashion and all that is still something that I do love. And just still be able to give people opportunities. I feel like that is the purpose. Like I feel like I create these projects. I don't know how good they are until I hear feedback. I don't know. And when I'm in the middle of it, I hope y'all like it, you know what I mean? But I feel like I want to be in a position to constantly create and give people opportunities to be a part of greatness. And I feel like that's what it is.
Y'all hearing this and y'all not like, oh my God, how do I get in touch with her? Oh my goodness. Y'all should be over here like writing down information. Can you tell the people first where they can get this project from, where they can stream it at?
Okay, so this was a private premiere for you guys for the most part, because I want to get it like on the network. Okay. So we'll see about that. I haven't got that far. But the book is available at melanin929.com or on my Instagram, which is at MarieAntoinette929.
Okay, and that's where they can find you?
Yeah, that's where they can find me.
Okay. And if people want to cast and try to work with you, same thing?
Same thing.
All right, my last question, if you can look into this camera, and tell somebody as a little girl what your dream was as a little girl, and then let us know if you achieved that, if you're still striving, or if you just went in that direction.
My dream as a little girl was to become a veterinarian because I love animals so much. So I would say I achieved somewhat. I just work with humans and not animals. And then I've always had a passion for fashion. And it wasn't until I moved to Atlanta about 4 years ago and I got a life coach who made me accountable for my goals and my dreams. And that's what started me to do. I've been doing this only 4 years. So, yeah. So it's always been inside. I was shy. I'm extremely shy. Like doing photo shoots and stuff, never. I used to have to take a shot. Like, I need a little bit. I can't do it. But I finally just put myself out there, and then, so yeah, I definitely have been obtaining my goals. So you can too.
And that's what I was leading to. I love seeing people like you in the community, and I love telling my kids and telling my women that you can do anything with your mind too. So I just wanted to make sure I got that shout out, so you can hear from somebody who's really doing it in the business, that you can do it too. This is Marie Antoinette. You're watching Eline TV. Make sure you go get her book, and maybe she's gonna pick our streaming site. I don't know, y'all. But we love her, and we're so appreciative that you invited us here today. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and I thank you guys for coming.